For the Colorado Mammoth tonight, a win punches their ticket to the playoffs and locks up the lone remaining berth in the NLL playoffs. There will be no playoffs for the Swarm this year, but they are playing with pride and will not allow their old division rivals to have an easy road to the playoffs tonight. It's the Mammoth and the Swarm live from the Hive here on the Lacrosse Network. Lacrosse fans, welcome inside the Hive as the Colorado Mammoth visit the Minnesota Swarm. Colorado comes in with a record of 6-10, looking to wrap up that final playoff spot. Minnesota 4-12 entering the play tonight. Both teams coming off nice wins last weekend. Joe Moore along with Brad Skiback, and Brad, perhaps no win nicer than Colorado's last week, the only team thus far that has defeated Edmonton.
You know, it's always nice to beat a team that's been undefeated, and yeah, they did, and a lot of it has to do with the great goaltending that Colorado has. They're an offensive strong team, obviously, as we're going to talk about John Grant Jr. a lot in this game today, but their goaltending has been very strong. Edmonton is a challenged team, and they beat them. It's a great thing to happen near the end of the season.
After suffering the one-goal loss in Edmonton 2 weeks ago, Colorado rebounded at home with a nice 10-8 win to knock Edmonton from the ranks of the unbeaten and kind of put a pin into that dream, that hopeful thinking that they could go undefeated 18-0, but Minnesota, Brad, for the second time in a row, defeated Buffalo here inside the Hive last weekend, 10-9. Despite the win, they were eliminated from the playoffs when Toronto beat Philadelphia last weekend. What should we expect on the Minnesota side?
Well, it was interesting to watch them last week. They played pretty hard. They wanted to win the game. You and I both spent some time today down at rink level trying to see what they were like and ready. I watched them during their warm-ups. I watched them do some of the things. I was listening to them talk. Sometimes I wonder, but I clearly got this feeling that they're professionals when it comes to this, and they're going to come out and play hard. They have some pride. I think what they'd like to see today is have it so that Colorado wasn't going to win through to the championship round through them. So we'll see what happens.
Obviously, for Colorado, the magic number is 1 to clinch a playoff spot. A victory here over Minnesota would do that. A loss by Vancouver tonight could also accomplish the same thing, but you're right. We spent some time down on the floor prior to the game here tonight and talking with the trio of Colorado coaches. They said, no, obviously we don't want to back in. We just soon take care of it ourselves right here, but they are a little concerned about Minnesota's youth, speed, and transition.
Well, and they should be, because in the past couple games, when Minnesota has done well, they've won on transition. They have been terrific at getting that ball down and then making a across the net pass. They've been very effective on it, and their dynamic group of people like Crawford, McIntosh, obviously Logan Schuss, have been just stellar on transition. That's really when we've done our best.
Yeah, it's interesting. You mentioned earlier the great goaltending Colorado has received recently from Dylan Ward. Now you mentioned Logan Schuss. I think a lot of people are looking at those two. Perhaps that is going to be what the Rookie of the Year vote comes down to.
Right, and I guess it's a big advantage to a team like Colorado that is moving into the playoffs. And Dylan Ward has been a tremendous goaltender. But there's no doubting Logan Schuss, as he's on his way probably to become the MVP for a third month in a row as a rookie. His goaltending, or his goal scoring, has been terrific. His team play has been wonderful. He's a tough guy. He doesn't miss any of his shifts. He's got a great chance to be the Rookie of the Year.
It'll be an interesting kind of game within the game to follow the rookies tonight. Minnesota last week in that win against Buffalo finally found a way, Brad. I'll back up here. These teams, Colorado has played, I believe, 7 one-goal games this year. Minnesota has played 6. The Swarm finally found a way to win and hang on and complete the game. Is that a nice stepping stone? It doesn't mean anything this year, but what does that mean for the Swarm next year?
Well, you know, it's interesting. Last week after the game, we went down to watch some of the press chat. I was talking to some of the real dedicated fans of the Swarm, and you know, their hope or their feeling was the amount of one-goal games that the Swarm lost this year. They've got to find a way to win those next year, and it's going to come with some experience. They got to get some maturity in their youth. That'll make a big difference. And so in a game like today, I think the fans that are showing up to these games have been impressed in the fact that they continue to play hard right to the end. That's great news.
Another thing to keep an eye on is the Swarm have been introduced here inside the Hive. We await the appearance of the Colorado Mammoth, but on both sides of the field tonight, there are players looking for one more goal to get a nice accomplishment.
Well, you know what? Look, we were talking about John Grant Jr. We're going to talk about him today. He will become, if he scores a goal, the third player in NLL history to score 600 goals. The other two guys are no slouches. John Tavares was still playing. He didn't play last week, and fans came to see him. You know, well in the 800s, and then 635, I think, for Gary Gait. And Gary Gait certainly, you know, probably seen as the greatest lacrosse player ever to play the game of lacrosse. So today we're going to see history if John Grant Jr. scores a goal.
Callum Crawford just one away from becoming the all-time Minnesota Swarm leader in that category. Folks, will have the opening face-off on the other side of tonight's national anthems. We'll step aside, and here they come.
Ladies and gentlemen, in honor of the many National Lacrosse League players of Canadian descent, please stand and turn your attention to the turf as Stephanie Verone leads us in the singing of O Canada.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command. Cautendra se porte le paix, y se porte la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Stephanie Verone, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing as national recording artist Hitchville leads us in the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see
by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed
at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous night o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free?
Nashville. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field for tonight's ceremonial ball drop, Christy and Bill Anderson. Their son Jake was a 3-year varsity lacrosse player and a 2-year team captain at Orono High School, who sadly passed away on December 15th as a University of Minnesota freshman. After Jake's passing, a group of supporters came together to create the Give 60 for Number 60 Foundation. Jake wore the number 60 as a goalie. Give 60 for Number 60 was created to foster sportsmanship, community service, leadership, kindness, dedication, heart, and integrity. These values were inspired from the life of Jake Anderson. Jake embodied a thirst for life and was always striving for self-improvement. In his efforts, he lifted up all of those around him. Jake was an outstanding leader and role model, both on and off the lacrosse field in the community. He truly lived life to the fullest, never made excuses and he worked hard in every aspect of his life. To learn more about Give 60 for Number 60 or to contribute, go to give60for60.org or visit their table by section 117. We're also very proud to announce that this June, when the Minnesota Swarm and Minnesota Minutemen present the annual Mr. and Miss Lacrosse Awards, that the award for the state's top high school boy goaltender will be named the Jake Anderson Mr. Goalie Award. How about a big high welcome for the Give 60 for Number 60 Foundation? Let's go down to the Toyota Professor.
All right, Swarm fans, I'm here with number 9, Tyler Haas. Tyler, last week, what a crazy game. How can you guys leverage that into tonight's game?
I think finally we're getting the experience we need to pull out some of these close games, and we just got to keep that going.
You said last week it was important to get the 8,000 folks here going. Get them going for us, Tyler.
I see a lot of familiar faces, loyal fans. I don't think I need to say anything tonight.
There you go. Strong silent type, Bruce.
Oh, Swarm fans.
Welcome, lacrosse fans, as we are set to face off the Swarm and the Mammoth. McIntosh and Bob Snyder on the draw. It's controlled by Minnesota. That will be a tough draw for Minnesota tonight, going up against one of the Snyder boys.
Yeah, you know, it's not the classic Snyder, but he's still pretty good. And I'm always excited when we get the first draw. It's always a good thing for us.
Jordan McIntosh stays out there for an offensive shift, just throws it to the wing, picked up by Matisse, and as the shot clock winds down, Matisse will just throw it away. And Dylan Ward, the rookie goaltender, the starter tonight for Colorado, comes in a record of 6 wins, 7 losses, 5th in the league in goals against at 11.51. First save of the game, however, goes to Tyler Carlson.
Carlson's been playing very well. He certainly played well in last game. So let's see what he does today.
Carlson, number 4 in the league, goals against wise at 10.88 entering play tonight. Long shot and reaching out to the left arm, directing it out of play as Ward. Minnesota will maintain possession. Crawford sends it across, Schuss up top. Marked by Cupido. Schuss sends it across. Played by Crawford. Crawford trying to work there on Gallant. Jones couldn't come up the pass, plays it off the wall. Schuss took his eye off it. Minnesota a little sloppy here on this possession, 5 to shoot.
They weren't going to get a chance to do that. If you saw, the Swarm player was certainly pushed right out of play there. Colorado's got the ball.
It's McLeod. He is the Colorado in home. Being harassed, it's David Earl that knocks it free. And Tyler Haas will pick up the loose ball for Minnesota.
Just had a chance to listen to Tyler Haas. You can tell he was very focused on the game. A good double team early to get the ball back, but a turnover back to Colorado.
Quickly ahead, it's Bob Snyder. Transition was one of those things Colorado said, well, if it's there, we'll take it. We'd just assume Minnesota not have many opportunities in transition tonight.
No, I think that Colorado would like to win this game. It's very important for them to win, Joe, but they'd like to win it without a lot of transition activity. The Swarm are very good in the transition game.
The pass there, Cam Holding was the cutter from the weak side, sent it over the top, and now a violation.
No, it looks like it'll be a goal.
Ooh, it was a goal.
Number 16, I believe, for Colorado.
Adam Jones. Jones back in after sitting out several games as we get the replay. And it came off the back wall right to Jones, who put it past Carlson, who couldn't track the ball. So 1-0 Colorado. For Jones, it's number 31 on the season.
Well, you know, Joe, we should be pretty excited. This is about 3 minutes into the first quarter, and we have a goal. So that means we won't be going a whole quarter without any goals scored today. It's great news.
Backing in, a little sub shot taken from Crawford. Ward the save, and he'll pull the rebound back in and a quick outlet ahead. Creighton Reed pulls back, gives to Ethan Iannucci, skips it along, John Grant Jr. To the near side, Drew Westervelt. And now Iannucci trying to work his way into the middle. Forced off the defense there from Haas. Up top, Iannucci swings it quickly, and Westervelt couldn't come up with it. Here comes transition opportunity. Minnesota 2-on-1. Centering pass coming in, they score! It's the captain, Andrew Suter, tying us at the 3:39 mark.
You know, Suter was pretty quiet in last week's game, Joe. I want to see him have a great start. He's a terrific leader. He's a guy that's back in that dressing room really pushing these guys to get ready to play in this game today. Having the first goal of the game for the Swarm is outstanding. Way to go, Suter.
Tied at 1 as Suter picks up his 9th of the season. Credit Jordan Houtby with the assist. Face-off win for Colorado. In transition, Grant. Suter catches up a little behind the back to Jones. He got tied up. Beautiful defense that time from Greg Downing. Jones trying to run free. McIntosh kind of had him corralled. The pass comes free. Picked up, and McIntosh knocked down by Jones on the back check, and Westervelt picks up the loose ball. And promptly throws it away. Carlson will play it for Minnesota.
One thing about the Colorado team, Joe, very big, very strong. Guys like Westervelt are massive players. John Grant Jr., big guys. They'll be pushing us around a little bit inside today.
Crawford, a little tuck and go, forced off by Reed, then picked up by Gallant. Finally knocked down, maintains possession, however. Trying to force his way and gets the shot off, he scores, and there it is. Callum Crawford is the Swarm all-time leading goal scorer.
Well, we get to see it very early in the game today, Joe. Less than 5 minutes into this game, Callum Crawford sets a new Swarm record as the leading goal scorer. That's exciting news for us. I know we wanted to see it last week against the fellow who held the record, but it's good to see that Crawford got it right away early. See how many more he can score today.
Crawford got knocked down in that possession, Brad. He got up. He seemed determined, no, I'm going to take this now. And sidewinds one inside the post. Of course, your reference last week to Ryan Benesh,
Yep.
who previously held the record.
You know, one of the things I really enjoy doing is talking to these guys who have these records coming, and they're very, 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 very naive when it comes to whether they care or not. But I will bet you that Crawford's got the ball.
Jones behind the back, or Jackson behind the back. Missed the net, now Schuss for Jackson. Jackson with 45 points, been one of the more consistent Swarm players. As Crawford loads and fires, Ward steps out to make the save. Ahead for Cupido. Pass, beautiful corral there from Holding.
We're going to have a penalty, I believe, against the Swarm.
Yeah, it'll be Jason Noble going to the box. We'll send it to commercial. 9:19 to play in the opening quarter. It's the Swarm 2, the Mammoth 1. You're watching Swarm Lacrosse on 45 TV.
Support the National Lacrosse League and show the world you're a fan with team merchandise from the National Lacrosse League official online store, shop.nll.com. You'll find a great selection of National Lacrosse League team items, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, accessories, and more. You'll also find great customer service, 365-day hassle-free returns, and fast shipping. So show the world you support the National Lacrosse League with official gear from shop.nll.com.
Evans, flip pass. Here's a shot. Dixon into the net, scores! Curtis Dixon again! It's 11-10 Calgary!
Want more great NLL action? Subscribe to the Lacrosse Network on your computer, tablet, or mobile device for access to all the games, live on YouTube. Get highlight reels, interactive player interviews, and behind-the-scenes coverage on all your favorite teams. YouTube.com/TLN. Subscribe today.
Colorado. John Grant Jr. will quarterback it. Colorado comes in with the fourth best power play in the league, clicking along at 48.7%. Westervelt and Iannucci, the right-handers. Grant, this is Iannucci right on the doorstep, tried to play it across. Does find its way to Delgarno. He walks in, sub-shot. Carlson, the nice save, and the big rebound picked up. And here comes Tyler Haas, all alone, short-handed. Haas comes in, faking, tried to put it in, and Dylan Ward, a beautiful save.
You know, I feel so bad for Tyler. He gets so many of those breakaways. He works so hard to get them, Joe. They just haven't been going in. But it's a great thing to see us on a man-down situation have an opportunity to score like that.
Still 1:10 left on the power plays. Grant whistles one right on. Carlson has it go off his shoulder. Colorado with a fresh 30 on the shot clock. Walking right in, a shot, he scores. It's Adam Jones with his second of the night, and we're tied at 2.
It's a pretty strong power play when you're scoring on 50% of your power play situations, Joe. I think that's what you're saying, are close to it. Colorado is very strong. And that means we're going to have to work hard to stay to that sin bin today so that we don't have opportunities to give them. They're pretty strong on the power play.
So Jones with his 32nd of the year has tied us at 2. And John Grant Jr. has 2 power play goals in each of the last 2 games for Colorado.
He sits up there and he'll fire a rocket once or twice, and they'll end up going through eventually if we give him too many opportunities.
Jeff Gilbert gives it off for Kyle Moose Matiz, who hands it off for Josh Gillum. Schuss Down low, it's McIntosh. Feeds out front, it's Monetize, he scores! Beautiful feed from behind the net. Monetize goes 5-hole, and just like that, the Swarm are back on top.
The Minnesota Swarm play much better when they are starting off hard and they get going. I don't like to see that they've had some of these games where they're coming back by 3 or 4 goals. So the very fact that they're staying with them today is great news. It's good for the future of this game.
20th of the season for Monetize, and the goals are coming fast and furious. Brad, you mentioned earlier, Buffalo's been in here twice, and the goals have been difficult to come by, not only for the Swarm, but for the visiting team as well. We saw a scoreless first quarter. The only time it's happened in league history is Jackson scores for Minnesota, and it's 4-2 Swarm.
Well, clearly your conversation was pretty prophetic when you see that. 4-2, 6 goals scored in this game already in under 8 minutes. They are playing a very offensive game. They're going after it. It's nice to see us taking some shots at Dylan Ward. He has been playing so well, but to get 4 goals on him right away on 8 shots, that's what the Swarm need to do.
2 goals just 11 seconds apart has the Swarm fans in a frenzy. Shots 8-6. Moving screen violation on Colorado gives the ball to Minnesota. Jason Noble hustles it onto the offensive side of the floor. Now Schuss sends it across. Crawford thought about it, pulls it back. Schuss and Crawford play some catch. Now it's Gillum. Dumps it down. Jackson whistles it just wide of the post. Monetize the loose ball. 5 on the shot clock. He fires right on. Ward the save, and the loose ball will be corralled by Colorado. It's the ex-Swarm player Dan Ball grabbing it. Ahead for Creighton Reed. Dumps it back, and Iannucci can't play it. It's an over and back violation on Colorado. Alex Krempensek looks up, sees it's 2-on-3, tries to give it to Gilbert. Right along that line, Jones there. Gilbert pushes it down to avoid the over and back call going the other way. Now Schuss comes in, shoots, tried to go low, and that seems to be the theme of Minnesota's offense tonight, Brad. Fire low on young Dylan Ward.
Yeah, they've had some success on that early today. He's leaving a lot of those open shots. They've been getting a lot, again, on transition. We talked about that. They're scoring very well on transition today.
Cam Holding around Gillum and drops it into the corner quickly up top. Adam Jones, who's got both Colorado goals. On the near side now, the ex-Swarm Sean Pollock sends it across. Loose stick on the floor belongs to Adam Jones. He's got it. Firing is Holding. Again, it came off the back wall, but that time off the back of the Minnesota net. Shot clock down to 2. Quick shot right at the horn is on goal by McLeod, but Carlson the save. Kyle Monetize for Crawford, the last one off the bench. Too high for Monetize, that's saying something. Ward throws it along ahead, and it's going to go the length of the floor right to his countermate Tyler Carlson. Now Scott Jones sends it into the corner for Shane Jackson. 4 different goal scorers for Minnesota here in the opening quarter as they lead at 4-2. Coming down the slot was Monetize. The pass fails to connect as Monetize was sent sprawling. Iannucci gives it up. Westervelt with a clean shot, goes right to the goal and scores. Drew Westervelt cuts the lead in half. It's 4-3 Mini.
Boy, when Westervelt comes at you on the net, and if you watch this on the replay again, he is a big, big guy. Carlson's going to do everything he can to try to control that, and he had it up in there, and he just got it by his arm. Westervelt is a massive player.
4-3 our score. That was about the longest stretch we've had without a goal, almost 3 minutes.
Well, it could be a sign of what the game's going to be like today, Joe. I'm sure we may see a lot of scoring. These are 2 very, very powerful scoring teams.
Boy, Ward went for the interception. I think McIntosh thought about a quick dunk attempt. Unable to pull it off, however. Crawford got the pick, couldn't use it. Comes out front, gives it to McIntosh right out front. Oh, and then he rings it off the post. And the loose ball goes to Joey Cupido. Creighton Reed onto the offensive side, into the corner for Junior. Junior works his way into the slot, dropped it off, but behind Pollock, and the loose ball to Tyler Haas. Ahead for Sorensen in transition. Here's Minnesota coming right in. Matisse, he scores! He goes up high and dunks it home.
Well, you know, all day so far, they've been shooting low on Ward. You can see Ward go down early on that opportunity, and Matisse just waited, put it right over top of his shoulder. We're back up by 2, 5-3.
Minnesota showing that transition speed as Matisse came out the front door in a face-off win for McIntosh.
You know, if Colorado continues to allow Minnesota the scoring opportunities on transition, Minnesota's going to win this game because they love to play the transition game. They're very quick. They're very, very strong scoring on those opportunities.
Faking, Crawford fires Ward the save as he flashes out the left arm. And then outlets ahead. Dan Coates across the timeline. Knocked loose. Picked up by Minnesota. We got a whistle on the floor. I think
we have a timeout coming, I believe.
We do indeed. We'll send it to break. 5-3 Swarm. You're watching the NLL on 45 TV.
This is Buffalo Bandits Lacrosse. Get your tickets now, starting at just $28, or your McDonald's Family 4-pack for just $89. Don't miss the hard-hitting, high-scoring action this season.
Score! Stenhouse loses a check, takes a shot, he scores!
Tickets are available at the First Niagara Center box office, online at bandits.com, or by phone at 1-888-467-2273. See you in Banditland.
To travel the country with Swarm coaches and players, try out for the 2014 Junior Swarm Box Lacrosse teams will take place this May for kids.
Colorado goes on a power play. Jordan McIntosh into the box. Jones sends it down low. Junior behind the back flip for Jones. Back for Junior.
You know, they had an opportunity earlier on the fast break, but here's Tyler Haas again on a break, but he's smart enough to pull back up because they got two guys back. Great opportunity here for the Swarm to kill some of the penalty time, Joe, that they have on this penalty against McIntosh for checking in the crease.
Shaw sends it along. Callum Crawford leading the league in shorthanded goals with 5. Works his way toward the front and then sends it over the top as the shot clock expires. It'll be Colorado ball. Clock is a little off. Well, no, I take that back. I'm looking at the wrong side there.
You were looking at the time
I was
of day.
looking at the
right?
time, yeah. 40-second difference there.
Yeah, I think so.
Quick stick, and Iannucci hits the outside of the post, and Carlson is kind of hung up in the goal, I believe.
You know, I was talking to Iannucci earlier today at the practice, and anybody that knows Dan, he's got a beard on him, Joe, that's probably 8 to 10 inches long. And I know that he's looking forward to the offseason because I understand he's going to be making duck calls for a famous group of guys down south, and he's certainly ready for it.
They're checking over Carlson, and he's back up. He kind of dove back to the near post on that attempt from Iannucci.
You know, these players spend a lot of time prior to games. For young fans, if you ever get here early to see what players do to get ready, I know they spend a lot of time shooting, but they spend a terrific amount of time stretching. And that's why they have to do it when you see things like Carlson reaching out like that to try to stop that shot.
Grant up top, let the shot go. It goes wide, and the rebound picked up by Haas. Grant knocked it free. Haas picks it back up. It's 2-on-1. If they hurry, they get it ahead, but the pass was behind its intended target. Sorensen picks it up in the middle of a triple team and pulls it free. Gives it up for Matisse.
Great. Another opportunity, Joe, here to kill some time off of that penalty. They could probably kill it completely. There's about 20 seconds left in the penalty right now to McIntosh.
Logan Schuss carries it along and has it knocked free as the shot clock expires. Just 5 left on the Colorado power play time. And McIntosh back on the turf for Minnesota. We're back to 5-on-5, and Colorado scores just as McIntosh comes back on. It's 5-4 Minnesota.
Adam Jones again.
It's a hat trick in the quarter for Jones, his 33rd of the season.
You know, it's interesting if you watch a little bit of the coverage that they're doing. They're certainly overprotecting on the right-hand side. You know, from the Swarm's point of view, the left for the Colorado Mammoth. And that's leaving Jones wide open. There's nobody covering him once they get into settled situations. 3 goals tonight.
And you mentioned just how big those righties are for Colorado. Westervelt 6'5". You got Grant up top. He's 6'4", not right-handed, but a load nonetheless.
No, he was showing some of the young kids some stick tricks today, Joe. It was fun to watch. The stuff he could do with a lacrosse stick on the ball, the kids were really fascinated by what he could do. It was like a yo-yo.
Pass is intercepted at the horn, and Gilbert sends it just over the top as the horn ends the first quarter. Your score at the end of 1 inside the Hive. Minnesota 5, Colorado 4. We'll be back with second quarter action after this.
Support the National Lacrosse League and show the world you're a fan with team merchandise from the National Lacrosse League official online store, shop.nll.com. You'll find a great selection of National Lacrosse League team items, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, accessories, and more. You'll also find great customer service, 365-day hassle-free returns, and fast shipping. So show the world you support the National Lacrosse League with official gear from shop.nll.com.
Evans flip pass. Here's a shot. Dixon to the net. Scores! Curtis Dixon again. It's 11-10 Calgary.
Want more great NLL action? Subscribe to the Lacrosse Network on your computer, tablet, or mobile device for access to all the games live on YouTube. Get highlight reels, interactive player interviews, and behind-the-scenes coverage on all your favorite teams. YouTube.com/TLN. Subscribe today.
Evans flip pass. Here's a
Welcome back, Snyder and McIntosh to face off quarter number 2. Joe Moore along with Brad Skiback. And at the end of the first quarter there, Brad, you were talking about John Grant Jr. and just how good he is with the lacrosse stick in his hand. It is something to see.
It is, and you know what, I was mentioning the last thing, it's like a yo-yo. It's like the ball is oftentimes attached to a stick. It's great to watch, and then when he releases, the speed that he releases the ball with is amazing.
Behind the net, Westerveld brings it up top. Near side, Grant loads, tucks, goes, shoots, and Carlson goes down on his knees to make the save. Shots 14-10 in the opening quarter in favor of Minnesota as they jump out to a 5-4 lead. 9 goals in the quarter.
Well, a little different than last week's game, but these two teams, they're both pretty keen on winning this game. You can see that. They're playing a lot of offense.
Ward the save quickly ahead for Dan Ball, but good transition D for Minnesota. Shot from outside, and Ball finds the back of the net, and we're tied at 5, just 52 seconds into the second quarter.
What a nice screen by Nick Carlson on that opportunity, and the players of the Swarm knew it was coming. They just couldn't get there. You could see that Noble was trying to get in. He couldn't get in front of Carlson. The end result is a goal scored. The best way to experience the Swarm is as a season ticket holder. Right now, when you buy 2 Swarm season tickets, you get 2 more at 25% off. That works out to as little as $17 per game. It's not too late to join the Hive. Visit us online at mnswarm.com for more information.
Minnesota makes a goaltender change as Zach Higgins comes on in replace of Tyler Carlson. Perhaps Carlson still feeling some of the effects of maybe tweaking something, attempting to make a save in the first quarter.
You know, it's a good idea if he's feeling a little bit tight, take him out, stretch him in the back, and then evaluate it and decide put him back out there. Higgins is a great goaltender. We'll see how he plays today.
David Earl with the forced turnover and picks up the loose ball. Up top, it's Crawford for Shane Jackson. Crawford sends it down low, one-handed shot, a nice catch, and Matisse got tied up, and we're going to get a holding call on Colorado. So Minnesota with its first power play opportunity upcoming.
Well, you know, we were talking about the scoring percentage for the Colorado Mammoth. Today is an opportunity, the way they've been playing, to get some scoring going on their power play for the Minnesota Swarm.
Cameron Holding, guilty of holding at 1:35. Tyler Carlson came back onto the turf for Minnesota. Minnesota power play, 46.3%. Shot from up top, Schuss, denied by Ward, who corrals the rebound. Long outlet off the bench. Junior going to peel back and run some clock for Colorado.
Last week, the Swarm were very good on the power play, moving the ball around and getting some scoring opportunities. They've got to get that ball back in their hands and try to score before this power is over.
Adam Jones has it. He's already got 3. Gets the pick from Junior. Jones loads, fires, and scores. He's got his 4th. This one short-handed. And Colorado back on top, 6-5.
You know, these players will tell us all the time, Joe, that there's games where they're just seeing it. And clearly today that you're seeing Adam Jones. That's 4 goals. He's very confident that he's going to score. And he's shooting in quite open spots. Great shots, great opportunities to score. You can see Carlson came out, went back in, came back out, went back in. Now we're back to Higgins.
We're back to Higgins. Carlson reacting as though he may have been screened on that shot from Jones. McIntosh able to pull that face-off free. Higgins plays it. Gilbert lobs it ahead for McIntosh. Minute left on the Minnesota power play. Logan Schuss will quarterback it. He's up top. He's got it now. Near side, Crawford. Jackson into the corner. Crawford or McIntosh across. It ends up with Gillum. Up top for Jackson. Gives it Crawford. His shot kind of slid out of the basket there as he was shooting. Shot clock violation on Minnesota.
Nobody seemed to even know where the ball was, and you could see Colorado picked it up quickly and wanted to go. Finally have an opportunity now. We have had a different look there, Joe, on our power play. It wasn't our usual power play setup.
Colorado can wipe out everything about 6 seconds on the penalty time to Cameron Holding. Grant passes back Jones. Tried to lay it out front, getting tied up was Iannucci. Loose ball picked up by Houtby. Holding comes back onto the turf for Colorado. Shane Jackson up top quickly. It's Crawford loading. Jackson's shot deflected on the way through. Loose ball for Crawford. 8 to shoot. Schuss. Oh, quick stick there. Jackson denied. Nice save moving to the left by Ward. Now Cam Holding sends it across. Delgarno into the corner for Junior. Or this is Junior on the near side. Trying to fight through Downing. Gets a pick. Sends the shot on. Higgins makes the save, his first of the evening.
You know, we were looking earlier today to watch these goaltenders, and both they are playing very, very well. Not a lot of second scoring opportunities for either team. They're dropping that ball down, letting their team pick it up and go score the other way.
Creighton Reed sends it up top. Adam Jones into the corner. Westervelt down for Iannucci. David Earl pushes him back. Gilbert picks up Iannucci. Krepensek steps over. They finally knock it off his stick, and Higgins picks it up. The outlet to Noble. And even 10 to play in the second quarter. 6-5 Mammoth. A win, and they're in. Right on the doorstep, but on the wrong side of the floor was Gillum.
And as we talked about earlier today, Minnesota playing for pride. They've got to get their fans the opportunity to know that they really care about this game, and they're coming back next year, and they're going to be even stronger than they've been.
Jackson sent it wide. The over and back, it's picked up, but good transition D as the Minnesota flooded out the front door to get back. Westervelt loads. His shot deflects on the way through, and the loose ball knocked away from Downing. And then getting dumped was Delgarno by Jordan Houtby, who sends it ahead. Andrew Suter going to take a one-on-one, now pulls it back. Feeds Jones, winds up. Ward steps out to make the save. Suter had it momentarily. Ball knocks him off of it. Suter into the corner, chased by Ball. Suter tried to come free with it, had it momentarily, but couldn't work his way out of the double team. Creighton Reed sends it across. A shot, he scores! Matt McLeod gives Colorado their largest lead of the evening at 7-5.
You're not going to see the Colorado Mammoth slow down at all in this game. They do want to win. It's really important for them to win this game. You mentioned earlier, Joe, that the coaching staff said they'd like to get into direct way. You're going to see this now. 2 goals up. They're scoring. Minnesota's going to start putting the ball in that net.
McIntosh came right in, and Ward, a beauty of a save.
Timeout.
8:31 to play, second quarter. Mammoth 7, Swarm 5. You're watching Swarm Lacrosse on 45 TV.
This is Buffalo Bandits Lacrosse. Get your tickets now, starting at just $28, or your McDonald's Family 4-pack for just $89. Don't miss the hard-hitting, high-scoring action this season.
Score! Stenhouse loses check, takes a shot, he scores!
Tickets are available at the First Niagara Center box office, online at bandits.com, or by phone at 1-888-467-2273. See you in Banditland.
Colorado leading 7-5 in possession. Stick goes flying out of Jeff Gilbert's hands, but the ball ends up with Minnesota quickly ahead for Haas. Haas into the middle, sees nothing but dark jerseys there. Finally sends it out for Crawford. Schuss into the corner for Jackson. Crawford loads, fires right into the chest of Ward. Rebound, and Schuss sends it just wide. Crawford the loose ball for Minnesota.
Well, we're going to get a new 30 there. Great opportunity here for us to put that ball in the net.
Crawford backing his way in, tries a shot over the top, and Ward makes the save. Cam Holding on the run for Colorado. And cross for Pollock, and now Junior. And we're going to get a penalty and some pushing after the fact. Pollock taking exception to Jason Noble. Pollock trying to get Noble to go to the box with him.
Well, that ain't going to happen. This is great news. Swarm are going to get another opportunity to get a power play on error. A former Swarm player, Pollock, taking the penalty. That's what we like to see. Visit swarmrewards.com to start earning points and prizes for just being social. Link your Facebook and Twitter accounts today to start earning rewards at swarmrewards.com.
Swarm 0 for 1 on the power play tonight. Roughing the call on Pollock, coming at the 7:34 mark of the quarter. Schuss across, gets it back from Jackson, flips it behind the back. Jackson over the top, Ward the save, loose ball to Schuss. And now Gillum plays it off the wall, up top for Schuss. Jordan McIntosh plays catch with Schuss, loads, fires. Ward the save, and lucky for him, getting some help from his friends, Dan Coates picks up the rebound.
You know, there's some luck, but it's also just when you watch these great goaltenders, Joe, you see how that ball, he took a point blanker, dropped it straight down to one of his players, was able to take it away. Minnesota was all over that second shot opportunity, it just didn't come.
Cam Holding gets around Sorensen. Suter picked him up defensively. Long shot skips wide and comes back. Shot clock violation called on Colorado. Minnesota will take possession on the offensive side. Crawford now will quarterback the power play. Playing catch with Schuss. Into the corner for Jackson. Up top, Crawford loads. Sends it behind the net, and Ward plays it off the back wall. Colorado penalty kill at an even 50% entering play tonight, but very impressive away from the Pepsi Center. 55.9, the second best away mark in the league.
Last week, the Swarm were strong on their power play opportunities. Struggling a little bit early. Let's see if they can pick it up as we move forward. They've been able to kill that power play now. Let's see what they can do with a full strength.
Haas for Jones for Suter. He'll pull it back out and reset the power play, which has expired. Josh Gillum now waits for the rest of the offense to come onto the floor. So Colorado 2 for 2 on the penalty kill tonight. Drop it across, and it's Logan Schuss skipping one home, and it's 7-6 Colorado.
Well, we've been looking for Schuss to get that scoring opportunity on the power play. He did just as well right here. He moved in a little bit on that right-hand side. They didn't pick him up, sent it home.
31st of the year for Schuss. His third point of the night to go along with 2 assists.
You know, Joe, when you watch these guys warm up, they don't need much time to be able to score a pinpoint shot, and that's what Schuss does. He's very good. If you just give him that second, he's going to put that ball in the net.
Knocked free. Gilbert knocks it ahead. Gilbert on the run, trying to break free. Jeff Gilbert comes in, shoots. Oh, and Dylan Ward shoots out the left leg to make a beauty of a save.
I think we're going to have a penalty here against the Swarm.
Boy, it happened just as Gilbert took that shot. I don't know if he made contact with Ward going by there or not.
Something happened inside the crease that I believe there's going to probably be contact inside the crease again, which is what happened last time.
Winding up a shot and knocked down, comes to the near wall, but the shot clock will run out, and the Colorado will go on the power play, and that will happen when we come back. Your score, Colorado 7, Minnesota 6. You're watching the Swarm on 45 TV.
Support the National Lacrosse League and show the world you're a fan with team merchandise from the National Lacrosse League official online store, shop.nll.com. You'll find a great selection of National Lacrosse League team items, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, accessories, and more. You'll also find great customer service, 365-day hassle-free returns, and fast shipping. So show the world you support the National Lacrosse League with official gear from shop.nll.com.
Evans, flip pass. Here's a shot. Dixon to the net. Scores! Curtis Dixon again! It's 11-10 Calgary.
Want more great NLL action? Subscribe to the Lacrosse Network on your computer, tablet, or mobile device for access to all the games, live on YouTube. Get highlight reels, interactive player interviews, and behind-the-scenes coverage on all your favorite teams. YouTube.com/TLN. Subscribe today.
Power play where they are 1 for 2 this evening. Adam Jones has 4 goals. He plays catch with John Grant Jr. Now on the other side, Iannucci and Westervelt. Iannucci up top, Grant. Loads, sends it to Jones. Jones in the high slot, back pedals.
Jones is like this spot. He's scored from there already a few times.
Quick stick off the post as Iannucci, a near miss. Haas another loose ball quickly onto the offensive side. Haas gives it up. Logan Schuss with 10 to shoot into the corner. Now up top, Kyle Matisse loads up, fires. Ward the save and keeps the rebound right at home, and the quick outlet for Creighton Reed. Iannucci takes it right to the side of the goal, gives it Westervelt. Up top, Grant loads, fires, scores, and there it is, number 600 for John Grant Jr.
Well, you know, we talked about it, the fact that, when I saw him before the game, he seemed to think it was just another day, and look at him walking off, nothing. He didn't go and ask for the ball, which really surprised me because that is a monumental ball. I'm surprised they're not grabbing that one when you got a ball that was responsible for the 600th goal, third person only in NLL history to score 600 goals. And what a group to be with Gary Gate and John Tavares.
his leading 15th power play goal of the season. 38th overall on the season for John Grant Jr. Congratulations, Junior, number 600.
I don't know about you, Joe, but I want that ball.
Now he goes right out front. A shot. Higgins flashed up the left arm to make the save, kind of shaking the wrist as he did so. Fresh 30 for Colorado as Grant has it back. Grant faked behind the back, powers through the double team and hits the post.
6'4", 200 and something pounds. Watch him push his way inside.
Higgins comes way out to take one away from Iannucci. Loose ball fought for. Tap free, and here comes David Earl if he can pick it up. Slows down, he picks it up, but the transition opportunity goes by the boards.
They don't have a lot of time, Joe, in this game to play on trying to get that ball up. If they don't pick it up directly, that scoring opportunity has been taken away.
Now Crawford spins, sends it behind the net. Schuss over the top. Ward makes the save. Rebound right out front. Oh, it's off the crossbar, but a crease violation called on Minnesota. Shots are 29-21 in favor of Minnesota, but 8-6 the score in favor of Colorado. Half the Colorado goals coming from Adam Jones. He has it now. Jones spins away from Krepinski, comes right in. Higgins, the big save.
Well, you know, Jones seemed to have Carlson's number, but look at that. Higgins is stopping him.
McIntosh sends it across, quick stick, and Ward moves to the left to make the save. Shane Jackson the opportunity. Here comes Dan Ball in transition. He bounces one in. Dan Ball with his second of the night and just fourth of the year. Gives Colorado a 9-6 lead.
46 seconds remaining in this period, Joe, and they let them get away on a transition. We weren't back quick enough, couldn't get that substitution in to cover Dan Ball, and Ball went in there and scored a nice bounce shot.
5-1, the Colorado advantage here in the second quarter. Typically, the second quarter has been a strong one for Minnesota.
They had a very strong first quarter. You know, they were getting 60% of the faceoffs. We'll see what happens as we accumulate the two-quarter scores.
Boy, Grant went behind the back. It ended up with Cameron Holding, and his shot, big save from Higgins. Minnesota dodges a bullet there. Colorado takes a timeout as they gain possession. The shot clock will be turned off with 26 seconds left in the first half.
You know, Joe, earlier today, the Minnesota Swarm were sponsoring a youth box lacrosse program, and we had the All-Star games all played here at the Xcel Energy Center. What a great opportunity for these young kids at U11, U13, U15 to play. And we had some great goaltending. But I'm hoping these goaltenders, I talked to a lot of them at the game, and I was encouraging them to watch today because they're going to see two great goaltenders and see what they do, because these guys are absolutely fabulous in making sure that that rebound goes straight down to the ground. How they do it, that control they have of throwing their chest down and forcing that ball down and not giving these second scoring opportunities. Everybody that's played today has been doing a great job on it, and certainly Dylan Ward. You can understand why he was a high selection as a rookie. And Colorado, I'm sure, glad to have him.
He was the third overall pick in the most recent draft, and shaky start tonight, but he has been solid since about the midway point of the first quarter.
He's come back strong in this second period also.
So last shot time, Colorado with the extra attacker on the turf. Jones sends it across. Grant loads, fires, was deflected on the way through. He's got it with one last opportunity, but it corkscrews up and out of play as the horn sounds, and we have reached halftime. Your score, Colorado 9, Minnesota 6. We'll be back with second half action after these messages.
Welcome to NLL Halftime. Hi, everybody. I'm your host, Dave Walls. We'll get you back to your game in just a few minutes. Right now, let's get you caught up on the scores and standings as we go into Week 17 of the 2014 NLL season. As we get into the final weeks of the season, the playoff picture is almost secure. Let's take a look first at the NLL Eastern Division. Rochester's 12-4 record guarantees the Jayhawks of home field advantage through the first two rounds of the playoffs. They wind up the season with games tonight and in Week 18 against the Buffalo Bandits. After winning 8 out of their first 10 games, the Buffalo Bandits have now lost 6 straight games, losing to the Rock last night 13-9. Now, despite all of this, the Bandits can clinch a home playoff game with the win over the Nighthawks tonight. Toronto undefeated in April, outscoring their last 3 opponents 40-27. Their 8-9 record has them comfortably in the 3 slot in the East, and should Buffalo lose tonight, they could battle for a home playoff game next week in Week 18. Philadelphia and Minnesota have both been eliminated from playoff contention, both teams playing for pride and to avoid the dubious distinction of being in last place. Philly plays tonight in Vancouver on the Universal Sports Network, while Minnesota visits Colorado. The lone remaining battle for a playoff spot is in the NLL's Western Division. Edmonton has the overall number 1 seed in the playoffs locked up with their 15-1 record. However, expect Edmonton to come out swinging tonight to prove that one loss was just a fluke. They look for the season sweep of the Battle of Alberta tonight against Calgary. And speaking of Calgary, the Roughnecks have the number 2 seed secure with their 10-6 record. Discipline in an emotional game like tonight's matchup at Rexall Place against the Rush will be key for the Roughnecks as they look forward to the playoffs. However, the number 3 seed in the Western Division is still wide open. Colorado can clinch it tonight with a win over the Swarm, and they can also clinch it if Vancouver drops tonight's matchup to the Philadelphia Wings. Now, if Colorado loses in the Vancouver Stealth win, it sets up a very exciting Week 18 as both teams will have 1 game left to prove that they deserve to be in the 2014 NLL playoffs. That does it for this week of NLL Halftime. Thanks for watching. This is the National Lacrosse League.
Dawson left wing, up top Jamison, the shot, he scores! What a pretty pass to Craig Point.
Illegal screen, holding to goal. Top shot, score! 10th second of the game, a new career high, standing alone. Looking at the coach of the year on the visiting bench. Greer around his man, goes 5-hole and scores.
Room, fires it in front, the shot, and he scored! Johnny Paulus, after at least 4 or 5 stick fakes.
Now nice pass to Veltman. Veltman passes on the opportunity. Back to Dovey, shoots and scores! Dane Dovey. He's got 2 men on his back, past 2 white jerseys in front, and Grant comes up and scores! How did that happen? I thought Matt McLeod had the ball.
That's just it. That was almost a version of the hidden ball trick.
And then gets the return pass. Nice move. Nice move. Another nice move. It scores! Oh my goodness! What a goal by Curtis Knight.
Calming presence there to make a push to the postseason. Hellier spins. Hellier kept going along the crease and scores! Toronto retakes the lead. Doyle spinning, waiting, not having a stick is Manley. Over the top, out away, and scores! My goodness! The patience of Captain Colin Doyle to find Josh Sanderson, and we're all tied up at 2. Team leader in every sense of the word. Rebound for Howie! That, ladies and gentlemen, is Kevin Crowley. That's what he can do out of nowhere. Thompson kind of that beauty, and we're all tied up at 8.
Support the National Lacrosse League and show the world you're a fan with team merchandise from the National Lacrosse League official online store, shop.nll.com. You'll find a great selection of National Lacrosse League team items, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, accessories, and more. You'll also find great customer service, 365-day hassle-free returns, and fast shipping. So show the world you support the National Lacrosse League with official gear from shop.nll.com.
Evans flip pass. Here's a shot. Dixon to the net. Scores! Curtis Dixon again! It's 11-10 Calgary.
Want more great NLL action? Subscribe to the Lacrosse Network on your computer, tablet, or mobile device for access to all the games, live on YouTube. Get highlight reels, interactive player interviews, and behind-the-scenes coverage on all your favorite teams. YouTube.com/TLN. Subscribe today.
This is Buffalo Bandits Lacrosse. Get your tickets now, starting at just $28, or your McDonald's Family 4-pack for just $89. Don't miss the hard-hitting, high-scoring action this season.
Score! Stenhouse loses a check, takes a shot, he scores!
Tickets are available at the First Niagara Center box office, online at bandits.com, or by phone at 1-888-467-2273. See you in Banditland. This is Buffalo Bandits Lacrosse. Get your tickets now, starting at just $28, or your McDonald's Family 4-pack for just $89. Don't miss the hard-hitting, high-scoring action this season.
Score! Stenhouse loses a check, takes a shot, he scores!
Tickets are available at the First Niagara Center box office, online at bandits.com, or by phone at 1-888-467-2273. See you in Banditland.
Why do I play this game?
$15 season tickets today to lock in the best seats at unbeatable prices. Visit ColoradoMammoth.com.
Time lead.
You know, as I mentioned earlier today, around noon, had a chance to watch Colorado warming up. And you could see they were pretty intense, pretty serious about their play, what they were going to do. The guys were working hard early in their warm-up. They came back out here. We certainly had a great shootout before the start of the game. They want to win this game. They want to win it badly. But, you know, Minnesota has potential, Joe, to win this game also. They just had some lapses. We need to get back into it. We're going to see what happens if Carlson's coming back in or not.
Looks as though Zach Higgins will start the second half. Tyler Carlson started for Minnesota. Kind of tweaked, perhaps, pulled something, attempting to make a save in the first quarter, stayed in the game, came out at the 52-second mark of the second quarter, went back in, following another Colorado goal, Adam Jones's fourth of the game. Carlson came out. Higgins has played the rest of the way, but the goaltender on the other side, really the difference there in the second quarter. Dylan Ward making 15 of 16 saves.
You know, early in the game, when they were scoring almost on every second scoring opportunity against Dylan Ward, they were finding his weaknesses, and a lot of it was happening again in what we've talked about all season long on transition. And then you see what happened is they're starting to throw these point blankers at him. He's a very big guy, a tremendous goaltender. I'm sure he's happy that they're firing those kind of shots. He's going to stop them all the time. They've got to get back to that two-man situation or two-on-one situation. They've got to get some opportunities. I'm looking for Tyler Haas to get a goal today on those breaks that he gets all the time. We need to score on those transitions.
On the Colorado side, we have already mentioned Adam Jones with 4 goals, but they also picked up some goal scoring from some unlikely places. Dan Ball with 2 goals in the first half.
You know, and he you know what's happened when you've got players and they are so power packed in scoring, Joe, that all of a sudden that these guys are open and these players they know there's an opportunity for them to score, and they're going to go after that opportunity to score. And that's what makes Colorado such a good team.
This is our house. Let's make some noise.
Welcome back as Bob Snyder cleanly wins the second half draw. Takes it right to the top of the crease, but loses possession, and Zach Higgins picks it up for the Swarm. Welcome back, those of you on 45 TV. Logan Schuss looks up and suddenly finds himself in a double team, flips it back for Gillum. Schuss in the slot, he scores! Logan Schuss, his second of the night. Just 30 seconds into the half, Minnesota cuts the lead to 2.
Well, that's good to see happening very early in the game. I was looking at some of the statistics for the first half of the game, and you know, Colorado's leading in some really key parts. Bob Snyder, 63% of the face-offs he's been winning. But you know, you see some great performance by Dylan Ward. He has stopped most. He scored 24 shots he blocked today. But right away, Logan Schuss getting a scoring opportunity to start
Here
the game.
comes David Earl, and Earl scores! Turned over at midfield, David Earl in transition, tucks it under the crossbar. 2 goals, just 12 seconds apart, has the Swarm within 1.
And the fans are awake. I was in the elevator watching some people came here all the way from France to see the Swarm play today, Joe. And they were learning the movement that they're supposed to do after a goal. And it was fun to watch them in the elevator learning this. They didn't understand why they were doing it, but they were going to do it. And now that I'm sure they're out there right now doing this 2 times in 11 seconds. That's great.
And getting injured on the play, John Gallant hobbling his way back to the Colorado bench as he landed awkwardly in pursuit of David Earl, trying to challenge the shot. For David Earl, his 3rd goal of the season comes just 42 seconds into the half. 2 goals, 12 seconds apart, and boy, if ever a team could give up, Minnesota could have in this one, trailing at halftime, already out of the playoffs, but coming out on fire.
At halftime, we were talking about a 3-goal differential, what it meant, and what they had to do to come out strong. I'm not sure we expected to come out this strong, but 2 goals in 11 seconds is exactly what the Swarm needed.
Snyder with the face-off win for the Mammoth, watched by McIntosh. Skips it along for Grant. Picked up by David Earl. Behind the back, tuck and go from Pollock. Turns back, Pollock tried to drive again. Good defense from Suter. Now he goes through, and Sean Pollock answers for the Mammoth.
You know, it's amazing to watch Sean Pollock play this game. When he played for the Swarm, I always was sort of amazed by him. He's not a very big guy, but boy, can he take a hit, and he moves around. He just squirms and squirms, and he continues to do things. Great shot by Sean Pollock, and he had to do a lot of work to get that goal.
21st of the season for Pollock comes at 1:15 of the 3rd quarter, so the 3rd looking a lot like the 1st. It's a pinball machine down on the turf.
Well, we're certainly getting, when you think about the fact that in under 2 minutes we've already got 3 goals, this is quite a game.
Up top, scoring again. This time it's Joel Delgarno.
Now the Swarm,
no, it's been waved off.
Well, that's good to see. But you have a penalty coming here right now against the Swarm.
Boy, I didn't see the indication there, Brad.
It looks like a delay, a game, or no, it's going to probably be an illegal substitution, I'm thinking, against the Minnesota Swarm.
It is going to be.
Oh, it's going to be against Colorado.
Too many men on the turf for Colorado.
So, you know, for the lacrosse fans, there's this white area around the benches that the players are supposed to be in, and the referees are good about letting them be a little extra out unless it really matters. And in this case here, McLeod was out quite early, trying to get that opportunity to stop a transitional play by the Minnesota Swarm. He'll serve 2 minutes.
Swarm 0 for 2 on the power play. Crawford up top near side. Schuss down low for Jackson. Crosses with Schuss, sends it across. McIntosh for Schuss, whistles it well wide. McIntosh the loose ball, 8 to shoot for Crawford. Schuss up top, Jackson loads, fires, it's over the top. It'll be a shot clock violation on Minnesota.
Different place for Logan Schuss today, Joe, in this power play. He manned the top of it, most of it last week. Now he's over on the right.
This is Adam Jones, watched by McIntosh. Takes a couple of whacks, does McIntosh. Jones still in possession. Now Suter whacking away at Jones. Shot clock winding down. Higgins makes the save, and Minnesota back the other way. 50 seconds left on the power play. Crawford for McIntosh.
Great opportunity here for them to set up something and see what they can do. They got Crawford, they got McIntosh out there.
Right out front, it's Kyle Matisse dinking and ducking, but he is called in the crease, and a quick challenge flag from Joe Sullivan.
I'm not sure that Joe's going to be happy through that flag. You're going to see, I think he's a whole foot inside that crease. We'll see, but it looked like he was quite a ways inside there.
Well, it's each team gets one challenge per half, so Minnesota will go the final 27 minutes of this game without being able to challenge.
You know, these challenges are pretty critical, Joe, and we need them. We'll see what happens with it here.
Shot from behind
Not
the
from
goal.
there. You're not going to tell on that one. No, we need to find a different angle than that one.
And, of course, the rule is that the ball must cross the goal line before the player touches any part or inside the crease. And it's kind of a difficult angle on that replay as well.
You can see he's on the line there.
What does option C have for us?
I'm going to say that that's the one that the referee's going to use right there and disallow the goal.
It was a very quick call from Mark Gardonio on the crease violation. There was no doubt in his mind in real time about the call, but he gets to look at it. And it is a no goal.
Pretty definitive on 2 of those 3 opportunities. Gardonio had checked his own goal opportunity here and waves it off. We've lost that opportunity for a challenge later on in this game.
Fans, the Swarm will be back in the Hive for the season finale on a Saturday, April 26th, when they take on the Toronto Rock at 7 p.m. Check out mnswarm.com for tickets. So 10-8 Colorado, they are in possession. Nathan Iannucci whips it across. John Grant will tuck and go, got the shot off. Higgins tight against the post, makes the save.
Well, we've already had 2 goals disallowed in this period.
Jones bounces one wide. Knocked free. Right on the doorstep, Crawford. Tried to send it across. It was deflected free. Coming back into the play defensively was Gallant. Checked into the boards. Schuss was, and he'll have possession for Minnesota. Up top for Jones, and now Crawford. Crawford a shot, bounces it wide. Again, Minnesota trying to go low on Dylan Ward.
Getting as close as they can and trying to drop that ball down. You're quite right, Joe.
Jones across for Gillum, loads, fires. Ward the save, and he'll scoop up the rebound. And John Gallant sends it ahead and runs off, showing no ill effects from tumbling awkwardly following David Earle's goal earlier in this quarter. Iannucci up top. Delgarno on the run. Tries to spin away from Noble. Noble, Delgarno, a nice nifty little sub shot turned aside by Higgins.
So far, the defenses are making it very difficult for guys to get a very good shot. They're double teaming almost any shooter that comes within 9 feet of that goal crease.
Jackson sends it across. Little tuck and go. Matiz denied. Arm save by Ward. Tough rebound pulled out of there very nicely by Chet Konechny. Now McLeod on the run. David Earl all over him, knocked it free. Stick goes flying, as does the ball, and David Earl has it for Minnesota. Oh, a nice scoop there from Gillum will maintain possession for the Swarm.
Yeah, we could have a chance to lose it there. Gillum saved that ball.
Crawford corkscrews it across for McIntosh. Fails to connect. McIntosh is going to end up kicking it over the timeline. That's an over and back, and Colorado picks it up quickly. Cam Holding looking for options. Finds a good one in Iannucci. Poked free and picked up and in transition, Tyler Haas. He's got Noble with him, 2-on-1. Haas for Noble. Noble comes in, shoots, and I think he just shot it wide. I don't think Ward got a piece of that one.
No, he was wide. You're right.
Now through the crease, Haas another opportunity that time. Ward does make a save.
These one-on-one opportunities, Joe, are not going to work very well against Ward. He covers that net. They've got to make that pass, that last-second pass, and that's when they're going to catch Ward in that movement from one side to the other and have scoring opportunities. They've been doing well on that so far.
Westerveld gets pummeled, but it goes right to Jones, and his shot turned aside by Higgins. Westerveld slow in getting up as Suter finished the hit. We've got a timeout on the field. We'll take it as well with 7:59 to play in the third. It's 10-8 Colorado. You're watching Swarm Lacrosse on 45 TV.
Support the National Lacrosse League and show the world you're a fan with team merchandise from the National Lacrosse League official online store, shop.nll.com. You'll find a great selection of National Lacrosse League team items, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, accessories, and more. You'll also find great customer service, 365-day hassle-free returns, and fast shipping. So show the world you support the National Lacrosse League with official gear from shop.nll.com.
Evans, flip pass. Here's a shot. Dixon into the net, scores! Curtis Dixon again! It's 11-10 Calgary!
Want more great NLL action? Subscribe to the Lacrosse Network on your computer, tablet, or mobile device for access to all the games, live on YouTube. Get highlight reels, interactive player interviews, and behind-the-scenes coverage on all your favorite teams. YouTube.com/TLN. Subscribe today.
Josh Gillum sends it into the corner. Schuss runs it out top. Across. Little stutter step. Crawford works his way to the top of the crease. Tried to get it for Jackson out front. It came free and picked free. Matiz's shot. Knocked down, and feeling the effects of that one is Dan Coates. Shot clock violation on Minnesota.
You're seeing there, Joe, that there's not a lot of opportunities for one-on-one scoring chances for Minnesota in there. They're being double-teamed on almost everything inside.
John Grant Jr. loads up, lets the shot go, and it hits the underside of the crossbar and bounces out. Jones trying to pick up the loose ball. Gets some help from Westervelt. Or it's Delgarno. Delgarno comes right out front. Leaping, and running into the goaltender, Higgins. I don't know if it was Higgins or the crossbar that made the save there.
I think Higgins claimed it and then hit the crossbar with the ball after he stopped it.
Higgins another save on Iannucci, who takes the one-hand whack at Krepensek, who's able to maintain possession.
Well, if Higgins was on the diving team, I'd give him about a 7.8 on that dive. It was a beauty.
Now Jones fires. Higgins another save, and the loose ball picked up by Krepensek. His pass tipped, but picked up by Jeff Gilbert, who runs it across the timeline. Chased by Reed. Fired the pass, and Schuss couldn't come up with it. Now on the run, here comes Coates, 2-on-1. Coates right down the middle of the floor, lays it off. A shot, they score!
Well, I remember in the last period, Joe, there was a lot of opportunities for Colorado to score on these breakaways, and they've got to stop that. There's no reason why. They're certainly not doing things like packing the offensive zone, just not getting back fast enough. They're not getting the guys out of that penalty box or that box quick enough in the substitutions. The end result is Colorado's getting 2-on-1s.
Cam Holding finishes that 2-on-1 break, his 6th of the year, and Colorado has restored a 3-goal advantage, 11-8. 6 minutes to play in the third. Shane Jackson. He has been quiet. He does have a goal. Behind the goal, McIntosh picks up the loose ball as Konechny as their dunk attempt to Ward backed into the goal to deny that. Cupido up top, Delgarno. Houtby picked him up defensively. That's one thing Minnesota's really done this quarter, Brad, is they've stretched their defense out.
They sure have. They're trying to get these up, make sure that they don't get these scoring opportunities, but I got to tell you, the Colorado Mammoth moved that ball so well that it's hard to get out there and play them.
Higgins came up with the save. This is Schuss now offensively for Jones. Behind the net, this time it's Jackson. Right out front, quick stick from Jones.
Beautiful pass to Jones.
Back the other way, Holding in transition, loads up, drops it back. Grant, and just unable to come up with the pass was Nick Carlson. Downing has him up against the wall. Skipped along, it's Adam Jones up top. John Grant gets a screen. Drops it down front for Pollock, who couldn't come up with it, and the loose ball pulled free by David Earl. Earl passes up on the opportunities there and skips it back for Crawford. Now McIntosh. As the wave starts to work its way around the XL Energy Center. Crawford to the crease, hits the post.
I'm sure he's going to call a crease violation on that one also.
He does as well, and that will take us to a break. 4:03 to play in the third. 11-8 Colorado as you watch Swarm Lacrosse on 45 TV.
This is Buffalo Bandits Lacrosse. Get your tickets now, starting at just $28 or your McDonald's Family 4-pack for just $89. Don't miss the hard-hitting, high-scoring action this season.
Score! Stenhouse loses check, takes a shot, he scores!
Tickets are available at the First Niagara Center box office, online at bandits.com, or by phone at 1-888-467-2273. See you in Banditland.
Season tickets today to lock in the best seats at unbeatable prices. Visit ColoradoMammoth.com.
And in possession. John Grant Jr. into the corner for Jones. Behind the net, Iannucci centering pass. Delgarno fires just wide, and the loose ball scooped up by Haas.
You know, the last 4 or 5 opportunities down the floor for Minnesota have not resulted in even any real strong shots against Ward. Let's see what they can do on this chance.
Shane Jackson tried a little give and go. Schuss works free from one, fires and scores! Logan Schuss completes the hat trick and pulls the Swarm within 2.
You know, Minnesota's superstar rookie, Logan Schuss, is so strong. And you can see that when he watches that, he's able to hold that ball in control and then take that chance to score against a pretty good defensive play.
And there you saw Ward go down on the shot a little early and gave the upper half of the net. Schuss takes advantage with his 3rd of the night and 33rd of the year.
Schuss, like most of the great scorers in the NLL, is very good at controlling when that shot's going to come out of his stick.
Grant on the run, fires and scores. Oh, John Grant Jr. Just like that. Gets it back to a 3-goal advantage for the Mammoth.
You know, this game is important for a lot of reasons. Obviously, we know Colorado's got a big stake in it, but Minnesota, I know, is playing for pride. And they've got to allow these opportunities to go. They get close to 2, and then they let them get back up. They're going to have to play a little stronger here as we go through the last 18 minutes of game.
John Grant Jr. is 2nd of the night, number 601 in his storied career. Now right down the slot comes Holding, and big save made by Zach Higgins. So again, the scoring starting to come fast and furious. Jones knocked it free. Suter on the run, coming right down the middle. Suter corkscrew shot. Ward steps out to make the save. And Reed picks up the loose ball for Colorado. Suter and Ward exchanging some pleasantries behind the play on the Colorado side. As Grant tries to back his way in. Forced out by Haas. Grant down low, right on the crease. Higgins, another big save. Delgarno with the opportunity for Colorado. Now big Brock Sorensen gives it up to Jackson. Nice catch right on the doorstep was Jones, couldn't haul it in, and Gallant was there defensively. Pollock marked up by Earl, sends it across for Junior. Grant on the run, fired a quick shot. Higgins goes down to make the save and the rebound. Picked up Greg Downing. Downing for Gillum. Sends it across. McIntosh up top. Matiz, he's got 2 in the game. Near side for Schuss. Loads, tries to take it out front. Coates forces him wide. On the run, Schuss a shot on goal.
Not the shot that Schuss wanted there, but they sure did a good job of making sure that he had to do that. There's about 3 seconds left in the shot clock.
And we've seen that shot from a Schuss all season long, moving across the field as Colorado scores again. A beautiful cut down the weak side by Pollock. Makes it 14-9 Mammoth.
They are certainly becoming a strong scoring force. You can see Minnesota is not getting there. There was nobody covering. You know, Brock Sorensen was back, but he wasn't in a great defensive position to stop that shot that Higgins had to block.
McIntosh with the face-off win, carries behind the net. Thinking about that dunk attempt, waiting for the offense to come onto the turf. Now wraps around, one-handed shot. Ward read it, makes the save.
You know, fans like to see those shot opportunities, Joe, but they're just not very successful against a stalwart goaltender like we're seeing here.
Shot clock is off. Final shot attempt of the quarter coming for Colorado as they have the extra attacker on. Grant brings it up top, sends it down low. Pass across is tipped free and comes right to Higgins as the horn sounds. We're through 3 inside the Hive. Your score, Colorado 13 to Minnesota 9. We'll be back with the fourth quarter after these messages.
Support the National Lacrosse League and show the world you're a fan with team merchandise from the National Lacrosse League official online store, shop.nll.com. You'll find a great selection of National Lacrosse League team items, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, accessories, and more. You'll also find great customer service, 365-day hassle-free returns, and fast shipping. So show the world you support the National Lacrosse League with official gear from shop.nll.com.
Evans flip pass. Here's a shot. Dixon to the net. Scores! Curtis Dixon again. It's 11-10 Calgary.
Want more great NLL action? Subscribe to the Lacrosse Network on your computer, tablet, or mobile device for access to all the games live on YouTube. Get highlight reels, interactive player interviews, and behind-the-scenes coverage on all your favorite teams. YouTube.com/TLN. Subscribe today.
Is it?
Fielding skips it along for Adam Jones. Jones had 4 goals in the first 17-19 of the game, scoreless since then, and Iannucci gets his first of the night. 14-9, Colorado, their largest lead of the evening.
Not what we want to see with the start of this fourth quarter. If you remember the way the third quarter started, Joe, was great. Minnesota came out with 2 goals in 11 seconds, played very strong, but very quickly allowing Iannucci to come in there and score the 14th goal of the game and allowing a 5-point differential. Swarm's got to get it going.
And Tyler Carlson comes back in for Minnesota.
Well, that's a good sign. We've got some games left in the season, and we want to make sure Carlson's feeling well and he's back in the game. Let's see how he plays in this last 15 minutes.
Pass just fails to connect. McIntosh picks it up on the run. Snyder in pursuit. McIntosh all the way and tried to flip it behind the back. Flipped it right into Snyder, who had it knocked free by McIntosh. Snyder clamped down on it, pulled free now by David Earl. He says enough of that. Let's just slow things down, get the offense out there.
That was great. Just watch the referee stand there, and one guy hit one guy hit another guy hit another guy, and everybody fell down on the ground, and he said, give it back to White.
Right out front, Jackson hits the pipe, and it comes over the timeline. Carlson hustles out to play it. And because it hit the post, not an over and back violation.
New 30 available for Minnesota. Lots of time here, guys.
Sub shot, and Ward goes down. Schuss runs down his own rebound, shovels it behind the net for Gillum. Jackson up top. And across for Crawford. Crawford winds up and right into the midsection of Ward, and crashing the crease that time was Suter.
I think we're about to see some fairly aggressive play by some of the key players of the Minnesota Swarm.
Oh, beautiful. Brock Sorensen steals that. Sorensen on the run. Delgarno back defensively. Sorensen goes and tried to bounce one home, but Ward closed that down. Dan Ball hustles across the timeline. We're in a track meet here early in the fourth. Jones a tuck and go. Now pulls back. Now sends it behind the net. John Grand Jr. gets a face full of basket from Haas. Behind the back, and Carlson hung with it. You just never know what's going to happen when Grant has the ball.
Nope. Well, he could do so much with it. I tell you, Tyler Haas is doing a heck of a job on him today. That's not an easy task to watch John Grant. He's so big, so strong. He's a great scorer. But Tyler Haas is playing very, very well against him.
Jones drives and had the ball kind of roll out of the basket before he could really get the shot on. Colorado back the other way, kind of slowing things down. Delgarno skips it up top for Pollock. Jones loads, flips it behind his back off the wall. Iannucci into the corner. Pollock in possession. Right up front, Grant behind the back, he scores!
Well, we talked about his ability to handle that ball. Look at the control. He does his little look to see where he is, to make sure he's in the right spot. Does a little fake over one shoulder like this, and it's turn around, just put it in there. Carlson had no chance. What a beautiful goal. We are watching one of the elite scorers in the NLL.
Hat trick tonight for John Grant Jr. Wonder how many times that has been uttered in the course of a lacrosse game.
I don't know, but I'd be happy to say that next year, as if he was a member of the Minnesota Swarm, as often as he wanted.
Jackson forced wide by McLeod, who loses his stick. The shot, it was just flat out taken away. Wow, what defense that time by Cupido.
I'm not even sure that Colorado's in a rush to score there. They had an opportunity, I think, to take it to the net there, and they slowed it down. Figured they'll run something here.
Delgarno, little tuck and go to the front of the crease. Carlson stayed with them, makes the save, and picks up the rebound himself. Of course, with a Colorado win, they secure the final playoff spot.
Yes, they're not going to have to rely on anybody else. If they can win this game, Joe, they will secure that playoff position that they want to get with a lot of home play.
As he was going down, Matisse got the shot off. Ward another save. Noble hit Reed, now forced it free from Jones and picks up the loose ball. Noble ahead, Haas fakes the shot, now will pull things back. Haas drives, now gives it up for Schuss. Into the corner for Jackson. Right out front, Gillum scores, he corkscrews it home. And it's 15-10 Colorado.
That was a great goal by Minnesota. Josh Gillum, great fake. And again, when we're talking about learning a little bit about the game of box lacrosse and the control, players can learn a lot by watching some of the things that you see here. Josh Gillum holding that ball. There's not much even Dylan Ward could do to stop that. When he made a move on that first fake, second opportunity was to put it right into that top right-hand corner.
And the challenge flag has been thrown from the Colorado bench. They perhaps feel that Gillum should be called for a crease violation, and Mark Gardonio will take a look and review that.
I was thinking that he probably threw that flag hoping that there might be donuts delivered or something delivered, maybe that pizza from Toppers. But no, it looks like he's going to challenge this goal.
That foot is outside as we take a look at it. And it is in before he touches down, I believe.
That looks like a goal from that spot, but let's see the other spots. Here's one we want to see.
So Gillum gets it.
Placement. These referees got great opportunity to see stuff here. You can see Gillum well outside right now. He hasn't let that ball go yet, but he's still well outside. No contact with the crease yet.
Let's see where that right foot lands. That is outside the crease as well.
Both are. No contact with the ground yet. That ball's out. And boy, it looks like it's in. I think that goal's going to be good.
Yeah, I believe it will be as well. And when it is, Brad, it will be the 12th of the year for Josh Gillum.
It's good to see. It's a great goal by Josh Gillum to take it to them. This will be a better opportunity to see if that goes down, but now it's clear right there that is a goal.
Fans, if you're looking for one-of-a-kind auction items, check out auctions.mnswarm.com as we get the clarification that, yes, it is a goal. Auctions.mnswarm.com. You can bid on exclusive team-issued items, experiences, and more. So 15-10 our score.
Nice goal by Gillum.
And the fans get to dance a second time for that goal.
That's right. Everybody loves to dance.
Gilbert, a big hit, knocked it free, but picked up by Holding. Chased all the way across the turf by David Earl. Holding through the double team, picked up by Downing. Behind the net with 10 to shoot. Finally, it's John Grant Jr. Loading, takes the shot, and it goes just wide of the post and rebounds out of play. It'll be Minnesota possession. And they will start things up when we come back. 9:40 to play in the fourth. 15-10 Colorado.
This is Buffalo Bandits Lacrosse. Get your tickets now, starting at just $28, or your McDonald Family 4-pack for just $89. Don't miss the hard-hitting, high-scoring action this season.
Score! Loses a check, takes a shot, he scores!
Tickets are available at the First Niagara Center box office, online at bandits.com, or by phone at 1-888-467-2273. See you in Banditland.
Tickets today to lock in the best seats at unbeatable prices. Visit ColoradoMammoth.com.
$961 of them.
Yep, and they're singing this song, and I'm just thinking should we sing, Joe? What do you think?
That might chase a few away.
Well, we might be 7,910 after that.
Quick stick, they score! Beauty. Crawford sends it across the finish from Josh Gillum. He's got 2 in a row, and it's 15-11 Colorado.
I think that's an assist to Neil Diamond and all the fans, 7,900 plus fans here at the Xcel Energy Center in beautiful St. Paul, Minnesota on a Saturday before Easter.
13th of the season for Gillum as he's got the last 2 goals coming just 54 seconds apart. Minnesota in possession off the draw. And they're going to keep the Neil Diamond rolling here inside the Hive.
It worked last time. He's ready to go again.
Crawford fakes the shot. Loading, sends it across. Jackson a shot. Ward makes the save, but Crawford the loose ball and a fresh 30 with which to shoot for Minnesota.
I think this music might put Ward to sleep. It's a good thing.
Crawford just pushes off over the top. Ward the save. Again trying to pick up his own rebound. Unable to do so this time as Holding has it. 8.5 to play. Holding down low for Iannucci. Pass back. Delgarno. Now Jones sends it across. Pass, and Delgarno unable to come up with it. Carlson does. And bounces it ahead for Haas. We haven't seen Drew Westervelt after he took that double hit that knocked him down. Don't know exactly what's going on with Drew.
No, I got to tell you, Joe, and look at 6'5", big gentleman. Knocked down the ground. This is a very, very physical sport.
McIntosh comes toward the slot, tried to drop it off, and having to fire right as the shot clock expires was Matisse. Ward comes up with the save. .53-43 your shots on goal as Dan Ball comes in and sends it wide. Off the back wall, it goes to Greg Downing. Quickly ahead, Jackson shoots. Ward the save. And Ward clamps down on the loose ball.
No opportunity to take a second shot there at all. Minnesota is getting down. They're taking those things. They're not giving up. They certainly are playing very, very aggressive right now. Get that ball back and keep shooting those things at Ward, see what they can put him in.
Behind the back again, Grant hits the post, and Sorensen tracks down the loose ball. Oh, that would have been a nice, pretty goal. Sorensen on the run, takes it himself and sends it just wide.
A little bit of a check on his stick at the last moment. Made it difficult for him to do it. He scored went above the crease.
Now slowing things down is Bob Snyder. Snyder has had a distinct face-off advantage here tonight, driving and firing wide.
He has indeed, and each quarter has got stronger and stronger, Joe, as they're going at it. And I was looking at some of the statistics for it, but he's at a 64% right now. That's leaving Minnesota at 36% to faceoffs. When you're getting 2 of every 3 faceoffs in your possession, that's not a good thing for a team.
Pollock was behind everybody but fired it wide. It ends up in the crowd. You know, and part of that, what that does, Brad, is it just, when Minnesota's tried to gain some momentum, Snyder winning the faceoff kind of puts a halt to it immediately.
Yeah, it does. It gives them 30 seconds to sort of take the air out of the room, slow things down so that they have an opportunity to go back on the offensive.
Schuss bounces one wide, long rebound. Cupido runs under it. Now it's a 2-on-0. Cupido going to take it himself, goes to the front, he scores. Joey Cupido in transition makes no mistakes.
You know, there's a number of opportunity or times, Joe, that I've said today that I'm not happy that Minnesota's not getting back. That was a tough situation, though. If you looked at that previous shot, the rebound came back well over center. There's no way that they could get back in time. You had some guys sitting back having a 2-on-0 opportunity, scoring 16-11 back to 5-point differential.
You know, and credit Nick Carlson, he just kind of said, yeah, it's 2-on-0, but I'm not even going to confuse matters here. He backed off.
Yep.
Let Cupido take it himself, and he buried it. David Earl now over the timeline, 3-on-2 Minnesota. Earl down the slot, lays it off for McIntosh, and Ward makes the save on McIntosh, who went through the crease and touched it. Now Dan Coates. Pollock.
5 minutes remaining in this game, or in the fourth quarter. Joe, 5-goal differential. Minnesota's got to start scoring.
On the run, McLeod bounces one home. He goes 5-hole on Tyler Carlson. 17-11 Colorado.
I don't think Carlson's moving well. I think that he was injured a little bit. He's a little sore. You're going to see that he's just very, very slow getting down, trying to block that shot. He knew where it was going. He just couldn't get himself down quick enough.
It's Jason Noble in possession off the draw. Up top for Gilbert. Crawford drives in, but stepped in the crease. That'll give the ball to Colorado, and they'll crank up the offense when we come back. 4:20 to play in the fourth. Mammoth look like they're headed to the playoffs. Ahead 17-11 as you watch Swarm Lacrosse on 45 TV.
Support the National Lacrosse League and show the world you're a fan with team merchandise from the National Lacrosse League official online store, shop.nll.com. You'll find a great selection of National Lacrosse League team items, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, accessories, and more. You'll also find great customer service, 365-day hassle-free returns, and fast shipping. So show the world you support the National Lacrosse League with official gear from shop.nll.com.
Evans, flip pass. Here's a shot. Dixon to the net, scores! Curtis Dixon again! It's 11-10 Calgary!
Want more great NLL action? Subscribe to the Lacrosse Network on your computer, tablet, or mobile device for access to all the games, live on YouTube. Get highlight reels, interactive player interviews, and behind-the-scenes coverage on all your favorite teams. YouTube.com/TLN. Subscribe today.
Colorado putting their goalie back in, Joe. I don't know where he was for a while, but he's back there now. I'm not sure why they would pull their goaltender when they're up by 6. Well, they didn't have a goaltender in there to start after that timeout.
And now Carlson going to go to the bench for Minnesota, an extra attacker for the Swarm. It's a long run for Tyler Carlson. No reason to protect the losses. Matisse sent it over the top. Gillum, they got to get a shot on. He does. Trying to scoop up his own rebound. It comes free right out front. Sent ahead and into the Minnesota zone. Carlson was back on the turf, and now he'll go off again for the extra attacker.
You know, Joe, I was watching the Minnesota Wild play a couple days ago against Colorado in the playoffs, and the Colorado coach was really, questioned about pulling his goalie so early. About 3.5 minutes into the thing, they ended up winning the game. You can see Minnesota pulling their goaltender early. They've got nothing to lose. They've got to score.
Carlson back on the turf as Colorado comes up with the loose ball. Konechny sends it for McLeod. McLeod sends it back now. Gallant across for Pollock. Pollock past Gilbert, comes out front. Pollock fakes, shoots over the top off the back wall. Trying to pick it up was McLeod, but couldn't quite do that. And Houtby sends it ahead for McIntosh. 2.5 to play. Minnesota, not for a lack of shooting tonight, Brad. 59 shots on goal for the Swarm.
Well, it just shows you the power of this goaltender for Colorado. He is something else. And you know what? He's getting hotter and hotter as the playoffs are starting. I'm sure that Colorado is happy to see that.
Empty net. Pollock could have fired it. Instead, going to run time. Quick shot. They score. It's Iannucci, his second of the night. 18 on the board for the Mammoth. And they lead it by 7. I think you can punch the playoff ticket, Brad.
I'd say you're right. Minnesota got their goaltender back in, but he just didn't seem to be ready to go for it. You know, I'm watching Carlson. I give him credit for coming back out there and playing, but I've watched him play enough that he's just not moving the way he moves. He's a little hurt.
Fans, this copyright telecast of the National Lacrosse League Incorporated may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the National Lacrosse League. Again, an empty net for Minnesota. Crawford on the move, sends it across, coming right out front. Gillum tried to over the top, but unable to pull it up.
Colorado seems happy to just sort of wait, get their substitutions in, let Carlson get back in net. Work some of the clock down. Well, Minnesota's got the ball back now. They're going to pull Carlson again. He's on his way out. We'll have an opportunity to have a man-up situation here to score with 1:12 remaining in the fourth quarter of play. 18-11 for Colorado.
Out front, Matisse got the shot away. Ward another save, and the loose ball finds its way. Holding, kind of took a whack there from Gillum, but maintains possession. You got to like the consistency of Colorado tonight, Brad. 4 goals in the first, 5 in the second, 4 in the third, 5 here in the fourth.
Very, very mature play. It's an appropriate statement. We've talked about this before, but they've got a number of gunners. They've got guys that have been in the NLL for a little while. It shows in how they handle themselves. Even now, what they're doing with these last minute of play. No rushing, nothing at all. Take the time, no good shot, throw it in the corner, let Minnesota have the ball back.
Shot clock is off. We're in the final half minute.
One more chance for Minnesota to put a goal in.
And bouncing one home. Logan Schuss picks up his 4th of the night, so back-to-back games with 4 goals for the rookie.
He is a scorer. There's no doubt about it. You know, we needed more than him today. Started off early by having Suter score the first goal of the game today, Joe. We needed guys to start scoring. Suter needs to score. We needed Crawford. We needed McIntosh. I'm not sure that we're able to get the score we wanted, that we had to have in a game like today if we're going to win it.
Colorado just sends it deep. Carlson picks it up at the horn, and the Colorado Mammoth will leave the Hive with the victory they needed. 18-12, they defeat Minnesota here this evening.
Clearly a sound victory for Colorado as they enter into playoffs. And again, Joe, as you mentioned earlier when we were talking, you talked to the coaches, they wanted to not back into these playoffs. They sure weren't doing it today. They played strong.
That will do it from inside the Hive. For Brad Skibeck, I am Joe Moore. You've been watching Minnesota Swarm Lacrosse on 45 TV. And for those of you that have been watching tonight's game on the Lacrosse Network on YouTube, wow, did Colorado just kind of blow the roof off the Hive here tonight. Minnesota started strong in the first, had a first quarter lead, but boy, after that, it was all Mammoth tonight.
You know, we got great fans here in Minnesota, and for the first half of this game, it clearly looked like we were playing with Colorado. But in the second half, Joe, they just took it to us.
That they did. You know, Adam Jones kept them in the game offensively in the first quarter. He scored 4 times in the first 17-19. He had a hat trick in the first quarter. And basically, just a great compliment how the offense can help the defense, because that allowed Dylan Ward to get settled in, and really Dylan Ward took control of the game after that.
And there's no doubt, when you looked at the opportunity, 63 shots taken today by the Swarm and 12 goals. So this guy, Dylan Ward, 51 stops. That's a lot of shots that he blocked. Great opportunities for Minnesota. They took some very good shots, Joe, but there were no chances in the second half. You're right. Dylan Ward, once he got settled in, he was not going to worry about any point-blank shots. Minnesota was not going to score unless they were able to move the ball around a little bit more.
Well, just in the fourth quarter alone, Minnesota fired 20 shots on goal. Came away with 3 goals, but outscored 5-3 in the quarter. And Colorado, kind of an easy win here tonight inside the Hive. They sweep the season series for Minnesota.
You got to like how they were very, very, very confident, it appeared, in the final quarter, for sure. They took their time. They weren't trying to run up the score at all. They were moving if they had a scoring opportunity, and you saw Iannucci score one late on a sort of a broken play, but they weren't rushing to try and score. And if they didn't get it, you know what they did, Joe? They just tossed it in the corner, gave that ball back to Minnesota, let Minnesota come down, take a shot or two, get that ball back and go down and fire that ball at Carlson. I'm hoping Carlson's feeling better next week against Toronto. When we play against them, we want him to be as strong as he can be in our final home game of the season.
So Colorado improves to 7-10 on the season. Minnesota dropping to 4-13. And obviously this win sets up, Colorado will be playing Calgary in the 1-game knockout round. It will take place in Calgary.
Well, you know, Calgary's a terrific team. But right now, the way their goaltending is going and their scorers are playing, Colorado's going to be a tough team to meet, even on the road. Look what they did here today against Minnesota. Minnesota really is quite good. They've held both teams to close games, even when they've lost at home, Joe. But today, they could not handle the strength and the scoring of Colorado. And Calgary is going to struggle a little bit in that one game.
The Mammoth actually took the season series from Calgary, defeating them twice in the 3 games that they met. And they split with Calgary up in the Saddle Dome. So it should be a good one 2 weeks from now when the first round of the playoffs kick off.
The playoffs are always pretty exciting in the NLL. These teams pick it up a notch when they get to the playoffs. And you're all of a sudden going to see these guys that are, they're a little tired. This is a long season for some of these older players. I'm going to even use that term. These guys that are in their 30s playing this game that is a young man's sport, because it's the fastest game on 2 feet. But they play hard, and in the playoffs, they're not tired anymore.
So it'll be one more trip inside the Hive next weekend, as the Toronto Rock could be playing for a home field game in the playoffs. They pay a visit their second trip into St. Paul next week to finish the regular season. Colorado will head back to the Pepsi Center hosting Philadelphia to finish off the regular season. And we wish all the Colorado fans listening in tonight the best of luck throughout the playoffs. Certainly impressive here tonight inside the Hive.
They sure were, and I'm looking forward to having Toronto come out. You know, being a Canadian, I love finishing our season against the Toronto Rock. They've always been one of my favorite teams to watch play. They're a classy organization. They're very good. They play well against Minnesota. Minnesota matches up well against them. It'll be an opportunity for fans to come out and see a terrific game next Saturday here at the Hive.
And that is when we will talk to you next, is next Saturday right here at the Hive, the season finale, Toronto at Minnesota. For Brad Skiback, I'm Joe Moore. Good night, everybody.
Happy Easter, everyone.